So, have you guys ever been afraid? Okay. And then have you ever felt anxiety? Okay. So interesting thing about being afraid and anxiety is that afraid, we have different parts of our brain that release different hormones. When you're genuinely afraid, it's because that's our more primitive type of brain, or the more primitive part of the brain. That controls your parasympathetic response. And so that's your fight, flight, or freeze. I'm sure you've heard of fight or flight. Okay. There's the other one though that nobody really talks about, and it's freeze. Because there are people that when they get into that stage of parasympathetic response that they just freeze. So you've seen that like in the movies where like, you know, the asteroid is like coming towards Earth and you can see it getting bigger and bigger, and there's like that one guy who's just standing there like, yeah. He's fight or flighting, but he's just freezing. You know, he doesn't even know what to do, so it's like, ah. So the weird thing about anxiety is that with anxiety, it'll still trigger that same parasympathetic response, except there's no actual real stimuli to it. So meaning like you aren't being chased by a lion, you know, you're not being dragged under the water by an alligator, you're not like having your leg like nibbled on by a shark. There's no asteroid coming in, you know, it's like you're worried that this thing is going to happen, right? Like you know, something, you know, whatever it is, like, you know, I can't pay this bill. Like, oh shit, you know, like my life is going to end if I can't do this, like my life is going to end. And then it triggers that same parasympathetic response. Is that you can trick yourself by just knowing this, is that the only difference between anxiety and excitement is perception. So they release the exact same chemicals in your body. So if you think about the times when you're really excited, where you're like, oh my goodness, I'm gonna go to the thing and do that thing, and it's gonna be amazing, we're gonna have so much fun, I'm gonna bring the kids, they're gonna be great, everything will be wonderful, I'm so excited. So it's the same exact hormones of like, oh my goodness, like this thing is gonna happen in the future, and I don't know, and I don't really like that, and I don't know how I really feel about that.